The year is 2026, and the world is making you soft on purpose. Every algorithm, every convenience, every subscription service is engineered to eliminate friction, uncertainty, and struggle from your life. It's a comfortable cage. But what if the cure wasn't a new method, a new app, or a new guru? What if it was an ancient mental war machine, battle-tested across centuries of plague, war, and chaos? A philosophy not of passive thought, but of active forging. History's toughest minds didn't get that way by accident. They built themselves, piece by piece, through deliberate, unrelenting practice. Think of Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, drafting his profound meditations not in a palace, but from the edge of a frozen Germanic battlefield, surrounded by the stench of war. Picture Epictetus, born a slave, his body broken, yet who forged a mind so formidable he became one of history's most influential teachers. Consider Seneca, a man of immense wealth and power, who practiced radical poverty and wrote essays on tranquility while navigating the treacherous court of a tyrant like Nero. These were not armchair theorists. They were warriors of the mind, operating by a code designed for a world that offered no safety nets. Their philosophy, Stoicism, won't make the coming year easy. It wasn't meant to. Instead, it will forge you into someone who cannot be broken by it. It's about building an inner citadel so strong that external chaos cannot seize the gates. So, let's build your new operating system. Your first core principle: seek discomfort. On purpose. Seneca advocated for what seems absurd to the modern mind, deliberately choosing the harder path. He called it voluntary hardship. This is the cold shower when a hot one is available. It's the intermittent fast when snacks are in the cupboard. It's the rigorous workout when you're tired, or the pre-dawn rise when the bed is warm. Why engage in this seemingly pointless self-denial? The goal is inoculation. You are administering a small, controlled dose of adversity to your spirit to build antibodies against the full-scale shocks of fate. The underlying principle is brutal but crystalline. If you have never conditioned your mind to handle strain, the first true crisis, a sudden loss, a failure, a betrayal, will not challenge you. It will shatter you. By volunteering for hardship, you are not punishing yourself. You are forging mental resilience. You are conducting a vital training exercise for your nervous system, teaching it that unease, that tightening in your chest, is not a threat signal to flee, but a growth signal to lean into. Most people structure their entire existence around avoiding any and all distress. They outsource difficulty. They optimize for ease. And then they are utterly bewildered when real tragedy arrives and leaves them psychologically paralyzed. Remember this. Comfort is the quiet, persistent architect of your weakness. If you want to learn more about how to build this mental resilience, subscribe and join us for the next video. Let us talk about your second law of self-discipline. Define your arena of control with ruthless clarity. The philosopher Epictetus, who was once a slave, built his entire worldview on a single powerful filter. He said, "Some things are within our power, while others are not." So, what's in our power? Our opinions, our impulses, our desires, and our actions. Essentially, our own mind and our choices. What's not in our power? Our body, our property, our reputation, our status, basically everything external to us. Your focus, your actions, your daily habits, these are your sacred domain. But the opinions of others, external results, random chance, the past, the future, these are not your arena. True discipline isn't about trying to control everything. It ignites when you stop pouring your finite energy and precious willpower into arenas you can't even enter. This is the difference between constant frustration and focused power. Think about it. You can't command a promotion, but you can command the meticulous quality of your work today. You can't control the wild swings of the global stock market, but you absolutely can control your spending, your savings rate, and your financial education. You can't dictate another person's anger or disrespect, but you are the absolute governor of your reaction, whether you respond with equal fire, with calm deflection, or with silent, unshakable dignity. This isn't about being passive. This is where your real, unassailable power lives. Stop wrestling with ghosts and start tending your own garden. This brings us to the third rule: execute, don't negotiate. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, in his private journals, confronted himself with a devastating line: "You have the capacity for goodness now. You opt for later." Just let that sink in for a moment. That one thought, written in the dark of a military tent, dismantles every excuse we have. It shines a bright light on the perpetual postponement that defines a soft life. Saying "I'm fatigued" is just data about your current state. It's not a valid reason to abandon the training session you committed to. Telling yourself "I lack inspiration" is not a pardon from the difficult creative work your project demands, and the classic "I'll begin on Monday," or with the new month, or the new year. This is just the polite, self-deceptive language of surrendering today. The Stoics understood a truth that modern positivity culture often ignores. Motivation is a fickle fairy. You cannot rely on it. Action is the engine. Action generates momentum, and that momentum then creates the feeling you were waiting for in the first place. You don't need to feel ready, or inspired, or pumped up. You simply need to begin. Put your body in motion, and your mind will follow. Thanks for watching. Your feelings are not the commanders of your ship. Think of them as passengers, often noisy, complaining ones. They will align after you move, not before. You don't wait for the desire to act. You act, and the desire, the satisfaction, the pride, it follows in your wake. This is the non-negotiable rhythm of building discipline. Act first, feel later. To make this a part of your life, you need to craft your own iron protocol. You can't rely on daily inspiration, so you must rely on daily architecture. Establish 3 to 5 personal laws that you simply do not break. These aren't just goals. They are markers of your identity. They become who you are. For example, I am a person who moves my body daily. I am a person who does not eat processed foods from Monday to Friday. Or, I am a person who reads 30 pages before sleep. The specific rules matter less than your absolute, unwavering commitment to them. A life of strength is built on systems, not on the shifting sands of fleeting emotions. Your resolve cannot be held hostage by your mood, because your mood is like a weather system. It'll be cloudy tomorrow, sunny the next, stormy by afternoon. When your personal protocol is ironclad, you eliminate the daily debate, which is where 90% of your energy is wasted. You don't choose to train today. You train because you are, by definition now, a person who trains. The decision was made once at the level of identity. Now you just execute. Next, here's a practice that sounds a bit morbid but is ultimately liberating. Practice the pre-mortem. This is negative visualization. Each day, for just a minute, calmly consider, what if I lost my career today? What if my health collapsed tomorrow? What if my closest relationship ended? The purpose is not to induce fear or anxiety, but to perform a psychic reset, to instill a profound, vibrating gratitude for the present moment you actually inhabit. Softness evaporates when you internalize, at a bone-deep level, that existence guarantees you absolutely nothing. It is all on loan. Each morning you wake up healthy is a gift, not an entitlement. Every bond you cherish is impermanent. Every comfort you enjoy is temporary. This isn't doom thinking or pessimism. It's the highest form of lucidity. It's pulling the fire alarm on your own complacency. When you grasp how swiftly and irrevocably the current can change, you stop taking peace for granted. You stop magnifying minor irritations, the slow traffic, the rude comment, the delayed package. Viewed from the precipice of real loss, these things shrink to their true, insignificant size. You are left with a stark, clean appreciation for what you have right now. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more. Here's what you must fight. Your sixth task is to break your addiction to ease. Understand this. Modern life is engineered for your gradual weakness. It's a symphony of limitless distraction, cheap dopamine on tap, and rewards without the prerequisite of effort. Social media, streaming services, fast food, one-click shopping, it's all designed to keep you placid, pliable, and comfortably numb. The Stoics didn't just avoid this. They declared total war on the very worship of comfort. They operated on a fundamental, counterintuitive truth. Demanding labor and focused strain create lasting freedom. Ease, conversely, builds a slow, internal decay. Each time you consciously select the path of least resistance, scrolling instead of creating, hitting snooze instead of rising, complaining instead of acting, you are not taking a break. You are rehearsing for a softer, weaker future. Every instance you pick coziness over a meaningful challenge, you are drafting a weaker blueprint of yourself. Discipline, therefore, means developing the vision to see that the comfortable option is, almost always, the incorrect one for building long-term strength. The right path is usually the harder one. To walk that harder path consistently, you need your seventh and final system. Install your inner commander. You must change the tone of your internal dialogue. Address yourself with the voice of a resolved general issuing orders, not the whine of a casualty listing complaints. Replace the pleading, "I don't want to do this," with the clear, factual statement, "The mission requires it." That one linguistic shift from feeling-based to duty-based will, over time, reshape your entire reality. Most people are in a constant, weak negotiation with themselves. Well, maybe just 10 more minutes. I deserve a treat. It's fine if I skip just today. They treat solemn obligations as gentle suggestions and critical tasks as optional hobbies. The ancients knew a secret modern psychology confirms. Your self-talk is not just commentary, it is programming. It shapes your very being. If you speak to yourself like someone fragile and easily defeated, you will perform as that fragile person. If you command yourself with respect and authority, like someone who does what is necessary regardless of feeling, you will gradually, inevitably, become that person. Understand this final transformation. Discipline is not a feeling you wait for. It is an identity you build. You aren't merely trying to be disciplined. You are actively becoming the type of person for whom hard tasks are not extraordinary, but are simply what is done. They are the default. The Stoic masters understood that self-mastery isn't about grimly forcing a flawed version of yourself through hated routines. That's exhausting and unsustainable. It's about using those routines to construct a new, upgraded version of you that doesn't require force. A version where discipline is not an effort, but a default state. When that happens, life simplifies dramatically. The exhausting internal debates cease. The draining bargaining with your lesser impulses ends. You just do the work. You just meet the challenge. You just live by your code. To stop being fragile means finally accepting that ease is not the objective. Comfort is not the prize. Resilience is. Anti-fragility is. Creating a self that the ordinary, inevitable turbulence of life cannot break, that can, in fact, grow stronger from it. That is the sole objective. The proof of this path is etched into history, in the lives of those who thrived when everything fell apart. The framework is here. The only deciding factor is you. Will you take this, apply it, and transform? Or will you just consume it as another piece of content and quietly return to the comfortable, seductive decay? If this resonated with you, if you're ready to build that inner citadel, then help this channel grow. That simple act of support tells the algorithm to share these ideas with others who are done being soft. So smash that like button, subscribe to Winds of Thought, And let's build a community dedicated to forging strength over succumbing to softness. The work begins now.